Questions, comments, thoughts, objections?
Oh, I'm pro-life.
Yeah?
I work with Protect Life Michigan.
Oh?
So
Here. This is for you then. It's about abolishing abortion. Do you know anything about the abolition of movement?
yeah, I have heard of. I've seen the videos
Greetings.
online.
I collect these for like shits and giggles.
What's that?
I have another one of your pamphlets.
You collect it for what?
For shits and giggles.
Are you going to read it or give it to someone? Or?
I'm gonna read it.
Take adultery as a sin. God sees it
Go ahead.
I don't know. We kind of do a little. I've heard of like Abolitionist Rising. Like
Praise
I've
God.
seen the videos.
Praise God.
I don't know. Like at Project Life Michigan, we do AVP, abortion victim pornography, but it's more like we have like one-on-one conversations. So
Oh, we do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like less like yelling, just like talking one-on-one.
Just or open air preaching. Right. That's people say it's yelling, but it's open air preaching. What's your name, by the way?
Leona.
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Nice
Is
to
that
meet you.
Z? You as well? How much do you know about the abolition movement cause?
Not very much. I've just seen them on YouTube. That's about it.
This will be your introduction. Because I actually used to be in the pro-life movement myself, and I actually came out of it for the reason that I saw. I'm not saying everyone in the pro-life movement, but like the leadership and the groups, that they only regulate abortion, the murder of children, and they actually. Do you know, like, I just came from Bleeding, Kansas, and we had a bill of abolition there, equal protection for all human beings. Do you know how the pro-life leadership, what they did with it?
With what?
With the bill that would abolish abortion?
A bill to abolish abortion. What did they do with it? I don't know.
They wouldn't even give it a hearing. And we actually hand delivered like a summary of the bill and information about the bill to them, and they still would not give it a hearing. 2 years in a row.
Where was this?
This is in Kansas.
In Kansas, the House of Representatives or whatever.
Well, both the House and Senate. Like in the House, they kept passing it, between committees so that it wouldn't get a hearing. Basically, play games because we were there about every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And like kept coming to them. We went to their offices and talked to them would you support this bill? And they would not even give it a hearing.
Yeah.
So that like not only did they not pass it, they wouldn't even allow people to vote for it. And not just in Kansas, that's happened in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri.
You're talking about the governors?
Well, the legislatures. It can't even get to the governor's desk because the legislature opposed. And like in Louisiana a couple years ago, the Speaker of the House now, Mike Johnson, he was in the Louisiana legislature, and you know what he did?
What?
Well, of course, he's so-called pro-life leader. He personally called the legislature, like they were actually going to give the bill a hearing.
Yeah.
It was going to be the first one in American history that a legislature was going to hear the bill, an abolition bill. He personally called many in the legislature and said, "Don't give this bill a hearing." And so they gutted the bill.
It was from the Abolitionist Rising?
Well, from the abolition movement, yeah, from Christians who are working to establish equal protection for all babies in the womb. And in Missouri, the same thing. I think it was a year or two ago where in Missouri, they had a hearing for people to speak on behalf of the bill and against the bill. Do you know who the two people were who spoke against the bill?
Who?
It was Missouri Right to Life and Campaign Life Missouri. You know the reason they gave?
No.
That's the reason that pretty much they always give. Because they say the woman's a victim who should never be punished.
Oh, is that what the bill says? Like,
Well,
punish the women?
well, basically what the bill says is just equal protection for all human beings, that life begins at fertilization and should be protected, and therefore if they actually let the bill get passed and signed into law, then it would simply take the statute against murdering born people and apply it to preborn people. So that if someone murders their child, father, mother, or grandparents, whoever it is, if there's evidence that they've done this, then they'd be put on trial, like any crime, any homicide. And if they're found to be guilty, they should be punished. But the pro-life movement as a whole, not everyone in there, like again the leadership, the groups, politicians, they believe that every single mom who murders her child is a victim, including the ones who flip us off, who say I murdered my baby, who boast about it. I can't tell you how many moms I've had give me a middle finger, say, yeah, I murdered that mother blanking baby, and I do it again.
Yeah, I think that comes from a lot of trauma that they may have.
Well, but they admit that they murdered. They actually use that word baby.
Yeah.
They boast about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not a victim, that's a murderer. And yes, they need the gospel, but when it's criminalized and recognized as homicide, anyone who does it, including the mom, should be punished. If it's found that they are guilty, they should be punished.
Well, I guess the argument is from the pro-life movement is that like if you like women have been like what's that word, like deceived, because they don't know exactly what, like people won't tell them exactly what abortion is. They'll just say that it's removing a
They tell me what it is, like I was just saying. They tell me what it is, because I do this all the time, and they tell me, yeah, it's a baby, and I have a right to kill my mother blanking baby. And and I tell you how many times have I heard "F them kids," "F them babies." That's the wording they use. They don't say, many do say clumps of cells or fetus, but they actually use that wording, babies, kids. They say, I have a right to do this to my child. And they say, my life over my child. And so they know. Like, one problem about the, Leona, right?
Yeah.
Miss Leona. One problem about the pro-life establishment as a whole is that I'm not saying everybody, but by teaching that every mom's a victim, they're basically, in a nutshell, they're saying that women are too stupid to know they're carrying children. But women are not stupid. Well, there are people in this country who are stupid, yes, but they know they're not stupid. They know they're carrying a baby. When they say these things to me and to us, F them kids, I'm gonna murder my blanking baby. They know that that's a baby.
Yeah.
It comes out of their mouth, and it's like, so it's actually dehumanizing women to say that they don't know what they're doing. They do. They tell me they know what they're doing, and I've seen them go into the murder mills, and there's video of them going into the one here on 7 Mile Road here in Detroit that say, yeah, I'm gonna kill my baby. I don't care. There's nothing you can do that's gonna change my mind. That's not a victim. She knows what she's doing. That's the biblical definition of murder, is with malice and aforethought. You pre-planned and you hate your baby. That's the biblical definition, and the law recognizes that, as homicide is
Well, I'd
murder.
argue that a lot of women are also coerced to do that kind of stuff.
Well, you do have pressure, but ultimately I do see that at times, but I see these moms walking in freely. We offer them help. I've offered them help so many times over the years. And they say, nope, don't want it. Maybe a middle finger, maybe 2 middle fingers, maybe curse us out, threaten. They threaten us out there.
Yeah.
And so it's like saying that every one of them is a victim. I'm not saying there are no victims at all. The victims are the babies, and there are moms who are victims, but it's very few. Like, yeah, there are women or girls who've been raped. That's a victim. But you want to talk about the real victims? Look at communist China, where they are abducted and their babies taken away from them violently. That's a victim. Then you have 2 victims. But when the mother willingly walks in, murders her baby, or takes the pill, like I saw a video recently where the mom, she took the pill on during a live interview, the pill to murder her baby,
Yeah.
and she admitted, this is my 3rd one.
Yeah.
3rd baby she had murdered. She admitted that on live camera. That's not a victim, that's a murderer, a proud murderer. And so but that's the biggest reason I've seen that why this Holocaust continues, because the pro-life establishment, pro-life groups and politicians, they use that as the reason that they refuse to allow the bill of abolition, equal protection, to be passed, because we can't punish, they say, women, but what they mean is we can't punish moms for murdering their children. And we're not saying that it's retroactive, where once it's passed that you punish every mom who's murdered her baby for the past 51 years. No, it's from the day the law goes into effect forward. So it's not, people think, you just want to hunt down women and punish them who've murdered their babies in the past 50 years. No, it's not retroactive. It's from the moment it's passed forward, moving forward. But that's why this Holocaust continues, because the because the pro-life movement just regulates murder. They pass laws that say, like in Kansas, I know because we've been in the legislature there, so we know the laws that they're putting forth. They had a law, I think they did pass it, a law that said that it required the abortionist to give the reason why they're murdering babies. That's it. Just give us a reason why. Not that you can't do it, but just tell us why you're doing it. And I think there's another one that they're putting forth that.
I actually gotta go to class.
Yeah. Okay. That's,
Nice talking
so
to you.
please read that. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's kind of a nutshell, I guess. But what is it? You said you're a member of Protect Life, or here on campus?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that all that made sense, and there's a lot more to it. But if we might still be here when you're out of class, if you want to come back and talk more about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Leona.